You can't see, you can't hear, you can't react. Well, good. That just means you're old enough to play smarter. These 27 tips are in 4 categories: eyes, ears, brain, and reflexes. Tip number 1, and it's starting with brain, is going to be make sure you're setting up a perk package for the right age you are. So let's look at this. So we got perk number slot 1, which is going to be scavenger. That's going to cut down on the ability to hunt and get ammo and get money, because once you kill somebody, you'll be able to pick up money and you'll start with a full ammo. Then you want to go over to sprinter. And I don't know about you, but I'm getting tired of holding down the button or pushing down when to sprint. So if you have sprinter in there, you always have to sprint, and it saves you time with your hands, and it saves you time to think about it in your brain. Then you want to go over and you want to go ahead and put up bird's eye. This one will help you know where enemies are when they shoot an unsuppressed weapon. And if anybody on your squad has a UAV open, you can see if they're ghosted or not, so you know where more players are on the map. Got to use your brain, you're older. Tip number 2 is make the right gun for your age. So you got the right perks for your age, you got to make the right gun for your age, because you want to make sure you're using something that you can control. Again, think smarter, not harder here. So here's a Krig C full gunfighter build, and there is 0 recoil. So nothing you have to do here. Super easy to use. Just make a gun, even if it's not meta, that is easy for you to use at your age and to be consistent with. Think about this. Yes, you might go up against a meta gun, but if you're more consistent because you can control yours, you're going to win. Again, think smarter, not harder. Tip number 3 is studying the building. So take a look at this building right here. We're going to go in here and check out all these doors, right? So we got a door here, we got a hallway here, and then we're going to go upstairs. Now, what you want to study is the exits and the ins and outs and the sideways and all the rooms you can be in. You want to use your ability to be smarter than the next player and know where to go. So we got all the way those stairwells, we got up here, and then that's going to go all the way over to this stairwell. So then you have both stairwells over there. Now, are there any zips? No zip on this side. Let's go check. Is there a zip on this side? Because you want to make sure you know where every possible thing is. No zips. You can also stand right here and lay right here and use this as an advantage point, and nobody will see you. So it's an easy way to go ahead and understand the building. You can also, there's going to be somebody over here. Watch. So I can come over here. I can see them. They're right there. I can mark them. I can go ahead and see them. It gives me a couple different vantage points. You can also mount right here. So they jumped off, but you want to make sure you understand and study the buildings. Use the time you have as an older adult, as a middle-aged gamer, and spend the time understanding the map layout and where you can and can't go. This is a nice little hidey hole right here. Nobody will ever find you. So tip number 4 is stop ego challenging. So let's look at the map right here. So we got downtown. We're in Plunder right now. We know everybody is in there, but you're an older gamer. You are not ready to take on 1v4, 1v3s, but you can play the role of running away. So if you go into that building and all these people are in there, just swallow your pride and run. You do not need to be taking on 1v2s, 1v3s, 1v4s. That is not you anymore. That is not your role. I know you want to go back to your heyday of being younger, but just run and run and run. And tip number 5, speaking of running, you are the anchor. Play the anchor role, especially in resurgence mode. It's going to be more prevalent, but like, look at the map again. I'm over here. There's stuff going on in this building. It could be this building too, but I'm going to let my teammates push in while I play the outer banks right here, because look, there's a guy right here I can pick off. There's this guy right here I can pick off. He's sitting right there. So I can do that. If my team is rushing in, I can play back and hold the sight right here and know that there is going to be people that flood out. It's okay to play the anchor role. You've earned that role. You are old enough to play that role. Let your younger buddies rush in. Tip number 6 is set a trap. Again, you are smarter, right? So we're in fire right here. Setting a trap is what I mean, is getting them to chase you in here, because you know if they're going to come in here, you can go over here and hide in this corner, and they're going to run up and you can gun them. Now think about that. Other ways you can set traps with bouncing betties, prox mines, anything else you want to call them. you want to set those traps and work harder. You want to bait them. You can shoot the ground right here and they could run up, and then you can bait them that way. Just being smarter, playing the angle, and setting a trap for them to come and get you. Moving on to reflexes, we got tip number 7. So we're going to go ahead and go into our settings. We're going to go into controller, and there's a lot of things we want to help with our reflexes in here, because I'm 42 and I need help with my reflexes as well. You're not as sharp as you once was, so let's change some things in here to help us out, because Call of Duty does have some stuff in here. 1, turn your controller vibration off. You don't need anything shaking those hands. Your hands might be shaking anyway because you're older like me, so we don't need any extra shaking going on, so turn that off. That's tip number 7. Tip number 8, you want to go ahead and play with your horizontal and vertical stick sensitivity. I run 1.5 horizontal, 1.7 vertical, but the higher number as you go up, the faster you look left and the faster you look up and down. And what that'll do is help, because your reaction time and your looking over up and down times were faster in your 20s, not in your 40s, not in your 30s, not in your 50s. So now as you go up on the scale, things will move faster for you, which will make it easy for you and you can keep up with the pack. So play with that and adjust that as you will. Now go down to your dead zones. You want to make sure these are adjusted as well. Your left and right trigger. For some reason, they have them at 13 when you're in the game, but older gamer like us, we want that to go activate as fast as possible. So drop that down to 5 each. So your next tip, you want to go up and make sure your left stick minimum and your right stick minimums are at the least number possible. And why you want to do that is because you don't want it to take a lot of effort to activate those controls. So if you have them lowered, they will be easier to activate, which is good for older gamers. We talked about movement earlier, so now we're going to go into the next tip, which is tactical sprint assist. So go to movement tab, tactical sprint assist, make sure it's on tactical sprint assist. Hit show more and then make sure that is on sprint assist sideways and sprint assist backwards. They're both on. You want them on so you don't have to do any extra maneuvers. Again, the less you have to move your hands as a middle-aged gamer, the better. So make sure those are set appropriately. Now, slide and dive behavior, you're going to want hybrid here. I use hybrid, but I'll ask you this question. If you never dive, just go to tap to slide. But if you do dive, go to hybrid. I think as an older gamer, hybrid can work. But if you're really up there in age, I would go to tap to slide because it gives you less things to think about. You just hit a button and it does what you want to do. And then finally, you make a good paycheck. So buy a controller like I have right here, which has the back paddles. You want to make sure you can assign those. You can afford it. You make enough. You're an older person now. You have a good job. You're not working at Wendy's or Chipotle. You can make that money and buy a controller with back paddles. It could come from Scuff, it could come from AIM, it could come from Battle Beaver, wherever you're buying them, but you can assign those because kids these days don't have these and you can afford them. So buy one that is got the back buttons. Now let's talk about our ears, and we're going to go over to the audio tab. So the settings you want to make sure you have turned on here to make sure you can hear as much as possible, because that hearing is going as we're getting older. Trust me, I'm saying huh all the time lately. So let's make sure we have a couple things dialed in. First tip, enhance headphone mode. On. Make sure it's on. You can do the mode configuration and pay the $20 and get it configured for your ears. It does help a little bit. I paid for it. I like it. I would do it. If you can afford it, you should be able to. You're 40 plus years old. You make a good paycheck. $20 should be nothing to you. Get it done. Next tip, audio mix should be sucker punch. That's going to be a high tone. Pull out those footsteps. Make sure you turn those on. You can use home theater. That'll give you a little bit better on identifying the airstrikes with footsteps. But for men our age, women our age, you're going to want to use sucker punch. Then go back up to master game volume. Make sure that is 100. Gameplay music is at 0. If you're running music in your game, stop today. Don't ever do it. It muddles everything. Dialogue volume at 30 because it's just distracting and who cares. Effects volume all the way jacked through the roof. Then we're gonna go down and we're gonna turn off the tinnitus sound or reduce tinnitus sound or whatever word that is. Make sure that is on. It helps your ears so much, especially as an older person like you and I. Just turn that off. And then again, buy headphones that are working for you. You can afford them. Spend some money. I have these right here. These are IEMs. $400 IEMs. I know $400 is a lot, but hey, you know what? Save up a couple paychecks, crack into that 401k, get some headphones that work. These are super comfortable. I can wear them 10 hours a day. No, this is not sponsored. I paid for them myself. buy them. You can afford them. You're an adult, you're a middle-aged gamer. This is the way to go for the hearing. Now we're gonna take it to our eyes. So then we're gonna go to settings. Then we're gonna go all the way down to interface. Then color customization here at the bottom. So let's point out a couple tips here. Tip number 1, change your color to a tip you can see that is standing out. I'm colorblind, so it definitely is a pain, but I put it on bright yellow. And then I put my team on this like turquoise color that makes it easy for me to see the team. And then I put my enemy on a darker color, which changes the mini map. So make sure you change your mini map color as well. If you don't change your enemy, your mini map color won't change for them and it won't stand out. That's another tip. Then you want to go ahead and go down to color filter and change that to color filter 2, and then color filter target both, and then world color intensity 100 and their interface color intensity 100. That'll make it easier for your middle-aged eyes to see the enemy better. Then we're going to back up and we're going to go to gameplay HUD. We're going to go to the bottom, crosshair, turn it on. Make sure it's on, not static, not center dot, but on. Then go to more, and then make sure your crosshair dot is on. It's your largest because you got to see, remember your eyes, they're going. Crosshair spread on, crosshair opacity 100, and then pick a color you can see. So on the right-hand screen right now, you can see mine is yellow. I see yellow very well. It'll make it easy and stand out from the rest. And then again, the dot scale should be at the largest. So you have the biggest picture that you can put your crosshair on your enemy, make it bright yellow. You can see it, and it's great and it's good to go. And then with your eyes, you want to go to graphics, and you want to go to view, and then you want your field of view. I'll leave a thing up here in the video because you can check out my field of view video, but do not run 120 FOV for a middle-aged gamer. I know you want to, it looks cool, it runs faster, but you want to run lower, between 110 and 115. That will bring the enemy closer to you so you can see it. The operator is bigger and the aim assist will feel stickier. Just make sure you're at 115 to 110. Don't do anything lower. In multiplayer, you can go to like 105, 100. In Warzone, 110, 115, especially for people our age, just makes sense. And go to affected, and then you want wide field of view, not narrow, wide. Just think of it as a wide angle lens or a wide photo or a .5 as the kids say, and you want a wide angle lens for that field of view. Then go to vehicle field of view, make it wide. World motion blur is off, weapon motion blur off, and then you don't want a shaky camera. So least 50% and then least 50% so it doesn't make you dizzy. And then inverted flashbang, make sure you have that off. And hey guys, if you like this video from me and you want more videos from me, I highly recommend checking out this video right here, which I give you 14 simple tips that you can take from the pros and use in your gameplay. And hey guys, if you have the ability, hit the like button, hit subscribe, turn notifications on, and guess what? Our Discord is now open. I'll put a link for it down below. You can join the Discord and play with other birds, hang out with me. We do community nights. All right guys, I'll catch you in the next video. Thanks.